Are we ready? This is the set list for Inaugural Jazz Compositions. I hope you enjoy it. So thank you for checking out this demonstration of my work as a composer. This is the first album that I'm presenting called Inaugural Jazz Compositions. We're going in chronological order. First, I wanted to say a little bit about myself. My name is Elaine Paul Alt. I was in high school from 1985 through 89. These were largely in the last 2 to 3 years. At that point, my name was David Paul Alt, so that's the name that you will see on all of these. So one thing that's kind of exciting about this for me, even though I wrote it decades ago, while it has been produced to various states, which you will hear in the associated playlist, this is their premiere, the first it's being released. In this format is a demonstration of the materials and sound clips of some of the performances. All of the parts and scores, page by page. There will be playlists to listen to the material. Stay tuned. In terms of the style and conception of this music, it was mostly jazz with influences of blues, Latin jazz, bossa nova, funk. Most all of them were written in a lead sheet format, meaning there's a melody, a set of chord changes, and then hits, and then improvisation based on that form. Most of this is in 4/4 time. Shoe connotations does have some 5/4 sections, fast tempos, slow tempos. In terms of forms, these are 12-bar blues, 32-bar AABA. There's some blues with the bridge. There are some slightly longer, more AB-like forms, some with longer bridges. There's one 16-bar form. And a lot of the material has sections that are used as intros, interludes, or codas. In terms of the key center, there are 3 that are in C minor. The rest are each in different keys. There's C major, B major, F minor, E flat major, F major, A minor, B flat major, and D flat major. So the bulk of this material were all arranged for what I called the Canonical Ensemble, a group whose instrumentation is similar to the Miles Davis Birth of the Cool album, where there are 2 reed parts. In our case, the first part doubles clarinet and alto sax. The second part doubles alto sax, baritone sax. Then you have trumpet, French horn, trombone, tuba, piano, bass, drums. There is a little bit of variation among these in terms of the instrumentation, but that's the general gist of it. The order that these songs are presented is roughly a combination of when they were written sequentially and when they were produced. The first was around 1988-89 when I was in high school, college, home recordings done after college, studio sessions done in Boston, production when I arrived in San Francisco in 1997. So before I get into the bulk of this material, I wanted to talk about the 2 outliers in terms of how these were produced. We recorded Blue Choice along with all of this other material shortly after graduating high school with my high school band director, Gordon Russell, playing trumpet, another high school student, Joe Martin, playing guitar, and a community bass player named Ben. The recording you're hearing for Blue Choice is this original recording. And for this demonstration of my catalog, I overdubbed drums. So another one that's from high school itself is a multi-track recording I did of this song, Shoe Connotations, which is a little bit monk-like for 4 reeds, clarinet, alto sax, tenor sax, bari sax. So the next several songs that I worked on were workshopped and performed at the Aaron Copland Music and Arts Program. The third recording from the high school era is the song Forgotten Aspect. So besides Forgotten Aspect, we also have Nina's Hat, and we have Days. So while I did write and arrange and produce at the Aaron Copland Music and Arts program, there were some intervening periods and other musical activities. Some of it got a more full and polished performance at MIT, where I went to school. The third set of recordings is from soon after I graduated college and was living in Somerville, Massachusetts. I endeavored to produce the canonical ensemble, and these were literally produced in my dining room, I guess. And I was playing drums. This next song is from the fourth period, recorded in a recording studio in Boston, and was mostly conducting and not performing. That includes Enclosure, which is a ballad. And then the fifth era of production commenced when I arrived in San Francisco in 1997. One of these songs is Subversion, the funk 16-bar jam. In a Ditch, it's a blues with a bridge. Started out as swing, but turned into salsa. Prodigal Silence is a bossa. The Cry is Latin jazz and swing. This is a documentation of my work as a composer. I wanted to speak a little bit about my role as a producer. That has sort of been a passion of mine, is getting this material produced. All of these projects occurred under my initiative. I was responsible for all the personnel, any finances, getting venues for recordings, performances, promotion. In all of these cases, I was also the musical director responsible for getting the songs into shape and correcting mistakes and providing guidance and negotiating solos. Indeed, except for the material that was produced in a recording studio, I was also the audio engineer. All of the mixing and subsequent production has been a project of mine as well. As such, my role as an instrumentalist varied. Sometimes I was playing a section, saxophone or clarinet. Occasionally I was holding down other parts, like covering the French horn part on alto. I was playing drums on In a Ditch and The Cry. For the San Francisco ones, I refocused on tenor, and sometimes I was just conducting. And then the last song of the set, Nuclear Waste, was originally produced in high school as a big band chart, premiered by the Yorktown High School Jazz Band. This score for Nuclear Waste, however, has all of the musical content of the original big band recording. So I hope you enjoyed this material. Thanks for listening to me discuss this album. The main thing I would point out in terms of where this album is at and where I would like it to be is that the tuba parts have largely not been realized in the recordings. I would love to be able to produce all of this material with the full ensemble included. Hopefully you can help me achieve the goal of producing this material with the tuba. Towards that end, please hit the subscribe button. That's the next step. So hopefully you're excited to hear this material. There's a playlist where I demonstrate each song. You'll hear clips of it, and we will go through all of them, the parts and the scores. And I'm going to repeatedly ask you to subscribe. So I hope you take the opportunity now to do so, and then you can just enjoy the kind of meme that it's become. I would appreciate it. Let me know if you have any comments on this channel, this album, this video, me, life in general. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much. Thank you.